Have you noticed what AI is really changing? For the first time, ability is beginning to separate from the person who used to carry it. Before this, ability had to live inside a human being. A lawyer was a person. A programmer was a person. A designer was a person. A strategist was a person. But after AI, something strange begins to happen. Ability itself can exist on its own. Writing, design, analysis, marketing, planning, coding, research. They no longer have to belong to one specific human being. They can become systems that anyone can call. And that may be more important than most people realize. Because the first thing this changes is not work. It changes identity. For a long time, people define themselves through their profession. I am a programmer. I am a designer. I am a lawyer. I am a marketer. I am a creator. But if AI makes many professional abilities available to everyone, then the old sentence starts to break. What does it mean to be a professional when the basic ability of that profession can be summoned by anyone? So the most dangerous thing in the future may not be that AI replaces jobs. It may be that professional identity begins to disappear. That impact is much deeper, because for modern people, a large part of self-worth comes from work. We do not just use a profession to make money. We use it to answer a hidden question. Who am I? And then an even harder question appears. If ability becomes extremely cheap, what becomes valuable? In the industrial age, physical strength was valuable. In the internet age, information was valuable. But in the AI age, ability itself may begin to lose its price. When everyone can write, design, analyze, code, and produce content, the competition will no longer be about ordinary ability. It will be about something deeper: tension, trust, personality, taste, judgment, real experience. AI can create endless content. That means content itself will become less rare. It also means truth and imitation will become harder to tell apart. The more digital the world becomes, the more people will crave something that feels undeniably real. So the future may reward the things that are hardest to automate. Not perfect sentences, not perfect layouts, not perfect answers, but a real point of view, a real personality, a real life behind the work. There is another effect that many people underestimate. Ordinary ability may become extremely similar. Copywriting will look similar. Design will look similar. Code will look similar. Analysis will look similar. Because AI will make the average level much higher. But it will also make average work feel more alike. When everyone has access to a powerful assistant, the gap will no longer come from whether you can do the task. The gap will come from what you ask for, what you choose, what you refuse, what you believe, what kind of taste you have, what kind of world you are trying to build. In other words, the final competition may become a competition of worldview. And that leads to a very counterintuitive idea. The strongest person in the future may not be the person who looks the smartest. It may be the person who feels the least like AI. Because as AI becomes smoother, more polished, and more efficient, the rare thing may become friction. Human emotion, strange taste, original judgment, an imperfect but living voice, a personality that does not feel averaged out. The more AI becomes everywhere, the more valuable human flavor may become. This also changes the meaning of learning. In the past, we learned in order to gain ability. We learned programming to write code. We learned design to make designs. We learned business to operate a company. But in the future, learning may not be only about gaining ability. It may become a way to understand the world, to understand logic, to understand why one choice is better than another, to understand what kind of result is worth creating. If AI can help you execute, then your real limitation becomes your understanding. You still need to know what good looks like. You still need to know what matters. You still need to know what question is worth asking. So learning does not disappear. It changes its purpose. Another deep shift is that AI may compress civilization. In the past, an industry needed decades to accumulate experience. That experience lived inside masters, companies, schools, and teams. It was passed slowly from one generation to the next. But AI can compress parts of that experience into tools. A beginner may gain access to high-level strategy. A small team may gain access to strong design, copywriting, analytics, and operations. A person without a traditional background may suddenly operate with capabilities that used to require an entire department. This is powerful, but it also means experience may no longer be valuable in the same way. The question becomes, if everyone can borrow experience, what is your own experience worth? Then comes the truly uncomfortable part. Will humans stop evolving intellectually? Tools once strengthened the body. The internet strengthened access to information. But AI strengthens the mind. And if a tool strengthens the mind, it may also tempt us to stop using parts of our own mind. If AI can think faster, will we think less? If AI can decide more efficiently, will we stop practicing judgment? If AI can create for us, will we become less willing to struggle through creation ourselves? For the first time, humans may voluntarily outsource part of their thinking. This may be deeper than the Industrial Revolution, because we are not only outsourcing labor anymore. We are outsourcing pieces of the self. Writing, reasoning, planning, analysis, creation, decision-making. These are not just tasks. They are also ways we form who we are. So a more difficult question appears. If machines can also think, what is the value of being human? The internet did not really challenge the meaning of being human. It changed communication. It changed information. Changed scale. But AI challenges definition. For thousands of years, humans believed that thinking was one of our core traits. But now, for the first time, a machine can write, reason, create, plan, and respond. So we may be forced to ask again, what is intelligence? What is creativity? What is value? What is meaning? And what is a human being? There is also a quieter fear. If life requires less and less effort, where does meaning come from? In the industrial age, value came from labor. In the internet age, value came from expression, information, and influence. But in the AI age, if work is weakened, ability is borrowed, and creation is assisted, then people may begin to ask a very personal question. How do I still feel that my life matters? The real conflict may not be AI versus humans. It may be humans versus emptiness. Because AI may make many old sources of meaning less stable. Effort, professional pride, scarcity, expertise, achievement. If those things become easier to simulate, humans may need to rebuild meaning on something deeper. And maybe that is why the future may become more real, not less. The stronger AI becomes, the more people may return to real experience. Real people, real relationships, the body, nature, emotion, love, pain, presence, life itself. The digital world may become more powerful. But precisely because of that, the physical world may become more precious. There is one more layer. AI may push the speed of civilization beyond the speed of human psychology. Technology can change in years. Markets can change in months. Products can change in weeks. But human emotions, instincts, and psychological structure change very slowly. So we may enter a strange era. The world changes faster than people can adapt to the world they created. This may be why people feel both excited and anxious. AI is not only a tool, it is a mirror. It forces humanity to look again at questions we thought were settled. What is intelligence? What is creativity? What is work? What is meaning? What makes a person valuable? And maybe the deepest answer is not that humans must become more machine-like. Maybe the deepest answer is the opposite. In an age when machines become more capable, humans may need to become more human.